The California Online Digital Citizenship course was developed as in response to questions that we got from districts back in 2010 about developing an updated acceptable use policy. We formed a countywide task force, and once we developed the template policies for both students and staff, we knew that that was only the beginning. We knew that we needed a companion education course to really understand what you were signing. You get those packets at the beginning of the school year if you're a parent, and the acceptable use policy is included in that. And you don't understand it, a lot of times districts will ask you to return the entire policy along with your signature. So we knew that the connection was not being made between what the policy stated and what the actions of students were. So we developed the course. It's online, media rich, and it's age appropriate, K2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 12. And basically what it does is it takes the acceptable use policy and it aligns it with particular sections, and we state, so what does this mean? So we try to put in practical language, what does this mean to a student at a particular grade level in terms of their actions and behaviors.
So to log in and use the Caliqity Digital Citizenship course, you'll need to go to your district's website hosted by Caliqity. Here you can see on this URL, I'm on vcoe.caliqity.net. Your district identifier will be in front, and then it'll be followed by caliqity.net. So once you've gone to the web page, you'll want to log in. I'm logging in as an example teacher. Notice there's also a forgot password link. If you do forget your password, when you first set up your account, you can establish some security questions, and then you'll be able to click the forgot password link and retrieve your password should you forget it. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. The very first page you'll come to as a teacher is the welcome page. Now you could have school announcements and a number of things showing up here, but right now we're just starting with Welcome to Caliqity. To actually see the class, you're going to click on the Classroom tab, and then you'll see your Digital Citizenship course. Go ahead and click the link for your course. Now you can enter a custom URL and save if you have a specific URL that you want your students to go to. Or you can leave it blank and they can access the content by just simply going to your Caliqity website. The very first place you'll want to start with is click the plus next to Start Here and click Course Overview. Notice that this is a little navigation tree that allows you to move back and forth through the course. You don't have to do the lesson in order. You can skip around and present only certain parts to your class. If I scroll down, notice there's a back and a next button. Students and teachers should use the back and next buttons, not the browser back button. If I scroll a little further down, all of the content begins the same way. Every digital citizenship course on the overview page has a link to your district's acceptable use policy. This acceptable use policy is an example policy. I'm going to click the link, and the policy opens. If I zoom in a little, I can see that this is an example policy, and when your district sets up the digital citizenship course, they will substitute the acceptable use policy used at your district. As Dana mentioned, the whole purpose of this course is to help students understand what they're really signing when they sign the acceptable use policy. The lesson itself is broken down into 5 components. You can see them here. You do not have to choose to cover these components from start to finish, top to bottom. You could say begin with cyberbullying, and later on in the school year you could pick up with use technology resources responsibly. It would be up to you. Within every lesson you'll find an overview page and then the relevant portion of the AUP will be shown grayed out, and an explanation of what the AUP language really means will be shown below the AUP language. In addition, you will have videos to help support the content, and there's a short quiz usually following the lesson. Notice down here there's a link for user guide. Some browsers do work better than others. Internet Explorer works okay. It's probably the most common browser you'll be using. This content does not work on an iPad. You will have to use a laptop or a desktop machine to view the content. You'll have to use either IE or Firefox usually works best. If I click User Guide, maximize this a little, it'll show you which browsers and which operating systems will work. You can run it on a Mac, but like I said, you cannot run it on an iPad. You can't run it on any mobile device. So it's for OS 9 or OS 10, Windows XP or newer. And again, here it mentions that you can use Firefox or Internet Explorer. Notice down at the very bottom, if you are having technical questions, you can contact the K12HSN for support or support at Caliqity. I find it's easier just to go to K12HSN. Now notice we have 3 buttons. This content was designed to be delivered either for parents and guardians to read and work with their children, or teachers to show as a classroom-led lesson right in the classroom, or for students to do either independently or some hybrid of working with the teacher. I'm going to click the Student Start Here button. So if I scroll up a little bit, here we have some of the language from the acceptable use policy, and then this language is just explained to the student. If I was leading this as a classroom-led activity, I could have the students read the portion of the acceptable use policy, or I could read it to them, and then we could have a discussion about what this really means. After you've had your discussion, you can click Start Here to begin. Notice as I'm clicking the buttons, I'm beginning to move or drill down into the lesson. If I wanted to continue with responsible use, I would simply just keep clicking the next button either down here or at the top. Or if I want to begin with cyberbullying, I can hop to cyberbullying by using this navigation tree on the left. So I'm going to click cyberbullying. And notice we have an introduction to cyberbullying, so I'm going to go ahead and click that.